Well, welcome everyone to Two Qs with Lisa Ward. I am your host. And today our special guest is Miss Anna. So Anna, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Ana Bresser. I'm the president and owner of AG1 Cleaning Services. We are a commercial cleaning company. We've been in business for 30 years. Ugh.
No, you look beautiful.
Yeah. We've been in business for 30. I pretty much grew up in the cleaning and industry, and I been on my own since I was 17 years old. I kind of departed from the family, kind of branch out, and been in business since.
Awesome. 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 So I ask everyone the same two questions. And your first one is, what do you want that you don't already have?
Freedom, I think. Freedom from the business. I think being in business for so long, having that freedom of step away from the business, but that it continue functioning. I think that's kind of where I'm working towards. Um, yeah, that's it's kind of a two-part answer. I'm wanting to speak more German. My husband's German, so my kids are being raised trilingual. I studied German for 10 years. And so being fluent in it, trying to talk German, my goal will be that to spend the summers in Germany with my kids and the German, the German trilingual. Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's
that's kind of
amazing.
where, yeah, that's how, that's one of the things that I would really want. But a lot has to do, getting the business structure where it can function without me, but also providing the same high quality. I think that's my goal. Has always been to to provide a high quality cleaning service, and I guess that's why we have maintained ourselves for so long, because we have been delivering, but then I've been very involved. So
Mhm.
that's the thing that I would really want to handle and be able to step away from the business. Being so long, you kind of excited and then not, and then just want to do something else. But then there's a demand, obviously, for good, high quality cleaning, and so that's why I'm still in business.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
probably one of the hardest parts, especially when you're the founder of a business, to relinquish control of certain tasks, um, and finding the right people to be able to relinquish those tasks or allow them
Yeah,
to learn them.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's not easy, but I feel that I'm not the only one being in business, not just necessarily in the service industry, but I think all of us as a business owners, we just difficult to disconnect yourself from something that you've created. It's like your baby. For me, I call it my rebellious child. It's
yes.
like, okay, sometimes it's good. Sometimes I am able to step away. Sometimes it's not. It's just sometimes I feel like I'm starting from square one again. I've been in business for so long that I have grown in it. And it's, sometimes I'm ready to just end it. And then every time I'm trying to end it, I get an amazing contract that I just cannot walk away. So
Mhm,
I'm like, we're
mhm.
doing something good. And a lot of things, we have grown very organically. I mentioned to you, I'm not very into social media. So word of mouth. And sometimes, we get very good contracts and they're very happy to do business with us. So that's something you can't just walk away. It's like,
Mhm,
wow.
mhm.
So yeah, it's been a journey. I've been in business for a long time that it feels very natural part of me, and then sometimes like let me just put some pause and focus in my German speaking and focus on my kids.
Yeah, focus on fun stuff, yeah. Okay,
Fun
so I'm gonna
stuff,
ask
travel.
you, yeah, the second question. See, what do you think's holding you back from being able to walk away and go on vacation and not have to worry about having your phone by you the whole time. Like just WhatsApp me as soon as something happens, like being able to unplug and know the team's got it. What do you think's holding you back?
I think this restructure of the company, kind of restructuring, setting up good people, like what they say, the good people, good seats, the right people in the right seats. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where we are. Um, our business has evolved a lot. We mainly did new construction. I did my entire being in the cleaning industry has been in new construction, remodel cleaning. And within the last 7 years, we transitioned adding the janitorial line. So I think that was like another, still cleaning, but a different structure, being in the evenings most of the times when you do janitorial, more steady versus the new construction. We would get a project is done, then we get another project. Sometimes one project, one customer, sorry, will continue giving us projects. So we had a downtime, and that was good and bad. For me, it was good because I could get a break. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it would be 3 months towards the end of the year. Normally in the construction, towards the end of the year, we're low season. We don't have too many. So I would get a break. So that was
Mm-hmm.
the janitorial, which is good. It has kept us in business. It's constantly. So restructuring now, having those two lines, understanding for me is new, having two lines different times. So the restructure of the operational. So that's where I'm at, learning completely different, trying to hire a manager, trying to, how do you train the manager, how do you train the trainer, just
Mm-hmm.
learning a lot of things new. So that's, I think, restructuring the company and getting more knowledge and how to put the right people in the right seat. That's what I would say. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
As always, I mean, I think that's every business. So what spurred the new line of business for the janitorial? Was that something you came up with, or was that a customer needing janitorial services? How did that come about?
Actually, it was my husband, believe it
Ah,
or not. Um, I I guess I'm gonna get more in my personal side. I put a pause to go to live in Germany almost 3 years, for 3 years. But I didn't have to, I didn't leave the company operating. I just kind of closed the doors, um, guided any customer towards my family, because all my family do the same thing. I went to Germany,
okay.
and in Germany, I just brainstorming. Um, I focus more in myself and my German learning, but my husband was for a German company. He was working, he's German and he was working in a German company. He got transferred to Houston. So when I came back to America, I was in Houston. There was one construction company that I worked here in Dallas, were opening there. And it was completely, so within a month being in America, I was back in business in the construction. But
Wow.
being in Houston, the same company operating in Dallas and operating in Houston was completely different. It was a different dynamic, different structure. And they would book a job. I got the job because I was with them for so many years in Dallas, so they knew me. But the people that I was working in Houston, they would book a job for a construction cleanup, and when we come, they would cancel. Oh, it's not ready. Here is like everything very structured, and my husband's like, you hire the people, they show up, you know, they need to get paid. You
Right.
schedule them, but they're not paying you. And he said, I don't think that's going to be sustainable. At least we didn't see that it was going to be. And he said, maybe you need to do something that is more reoccurring, that is more structure. And so he started planting that thought in my head. And then he's like, hey, there's a construction company actually where my baby was staying, the daycare. they were building a commercial building. My husband approached them, and he became friends with them, and they're like, yeah, it was for construction, commercial. Somehow they started talking. Everybody that hears a German talk, somehow they've got German roots. They're like, oh, so he started having good, relationship with the guy. He's like, I think my grandfather was German. They started talking.
Oh, wow.
They say, hey, we're a construction company. We're needing cleaning services in our offices. And my husband, this is it. This is it. You should go. So we went, and we got the office cleaning for the construction company. And sure enough, we're still operating in Houston in
Mm-hmm.
the janitorial. And so, yeah, that's how we came about. I know I went all over, but so many factors played into it that I never thought that
Yeah.
I would do janitorial. I mean, I was really focused in the new construction. Plus, I really like the construction. I mean, I grew up in it. So I love walking into the buildings when they're just plans, from the beginning of the plans, how
Mhm.
they put all the appliances. And anyways, it's really cool to see it into the finish turning it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. Just organic relationships. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
basis of so many businesses. We do business with the people we know, like, and trust.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
wow. I was wondering because you mentioned Houston, probably at one of our networking events. I was like, how the heck is she in Houston? Good for her.
Yeah, I
So now
lived
I
I lived
know.
in Houston. Yeah, I lived in Houston when we came back with the German company that my husband worked. He's like, I was in Germany. It was fun. The experience living in Germany, living abroad. I actually was pregnant over there, and but then I just wanted to come. I wanted to come back. And so he's like, "Hey, we're going back to America." I'm like, "Yeah," but it's not gonna be to Dallas. And I'm like, "Okay, it's okay. It's not that far.
Yeah.
Literally, it's not that far." I joke that it when I was working with the construction company in Houston would take me more longer to go from the Woodlands to, I don't know, south of Houston than from the Woodlands to Dallas. It's just so, I'm like, I can drive to Dallas and
Very
back.
congested. Yeah.
It is very congested. So anyways, that drove us to the janitorial, and we're operating in Houston. We're also doing business with some of the construction company, which is really good. It goes hand in hand, kind of,
Mhm.
but the consistency, you really have to focus more into your HR and the operational. You have more that consistent versus in the new construction. So it's less, we're learning as we're going. So I can't get bored in this business.
But yeah, it's
um,
ever
there's always
changing.
something. Yeah, but I think it's all the businesses. They, you hit your plateau, and then you add a line, you evolved or whatever. So yeah, it's learning and implementing, and try and error. So yeah.
Yeah, analyze it and see, okay, did that actually work? Yes, no. Okay, so then you moved to Houston. How did you get back up here to DFW?
The how did we I always wanted to be back. I grew up in the DFW. I'm originally born in Mexico. Um and I grew up here in Dallas. I always wanted to Houston. I just the traffic. I could not find my place in Houston. And my husband is German. He said, I don't care. It doesn't matter where I live. For me,
Not
it's the
Germany,
same.
so pick a spot.
It's not Germany. It's not Germany. So I'm like, well, if we get the opportunity, let's try to move. And he ended up having a change of career. And so when he quit the German company, I'm like, let's go. I was like just waiting for that, because that was the reason we were there.
Okay.
They opened a branch of the German office in Houston, And so that's why we were there. But as soon as he said, "Well, I'm gonna do something else," I'm like, "It doesn't matter, right? Can we go to Dallas?" So we did. We immediately just packed our things and left. But then, it was a decision very fast. There was no doubt. We were just there because of the company.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that our business, the cleaning, AG1 Cleaning Services, will continue providing services, which is good. Now I love going to Houston and getting out. So I go to Houston if I have any meetings. Last year, we had a huge project with Exxon, and I was so excited. And it was down south Houston. Can't remember. It was down south by the gas refineries, and that project lasted 6 months. So I was so excited. I was excited to go. Have my meetings with the project managers, working for a company well known. It was so excited for us. The trust that they put into us. So it was good. We still have a lot of contacts. We still get projects, and also we have our ongoing janitorial services over there. But it's good that I'm in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
and we can still provide that service.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so switching gears a little bit, going to more of the operation side of things. Because we're gonna get you to have a summer in Germany. It's gonna happen.
That's my
Um,
that's my goal.
how have you balanced going from like the evening crew and then as projects come up, because you can do construction cleaning during the day potentially. Um,
Mhm,
so
mhm.
is that completely different teams, or do you like allow the nighttime team to say, hey, here's some extra projects, you want to switch, fill
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
How
It
is
was it
that
was a
kind of?
learning curve. Like I said, I'm at that point in the learning curve. When I have for some reason I thought they couldn't relate. For some reason, I always thought people who do office cleaning can't do construction.
Hmm.
So I always
Why?
hired
Why do you think that is?
because the construction we do it's a lot of heavy dust
Okay.
and a lot of heavy equipment. So you deal with equipment. So when we do a construction, we do from building, a mansion, 5,000, 6,000 to 15,000 square foot mansions, or buildings, like the one we did in Exxon. They're huge. So we operate machinery if we have to. So I just thought, office cleaning, they're just dusting, they do the little bags. For some reason, I thought it could not, but I was wrong.
Hmm.
Being in business, for so long in the cleaning, I just thought, just like I thought maid services cannot do construction. So I ended up just being short of people, asking my construction, hey, I have evening jobs if you guys are interested, or can you fill up for this person. And they actually like it. So somehow, just try and error, just like these accidents that have happened through my life with the
Hmm.
janitorial and construction, cleaning, just like that. I just kind of ask, vice versa. My office cleaners ask them, hey, I have a construction job, would you be interested if you have any extra time during the day? It's every
Hmm.
now and then, and they would, yeah, and then they will love it. I had an employee that she was with me for a while, and she came from house cleaning, and she loved and enjoyed the construction. She said, oh my god, this is completely different. She really liked it. So I think they can mingle. I just have to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just have to ask. So you just never know the circumstances of this individual, team member. You just never know what their time allows.
Hmm.
Um, I have tried to do processes where it's a very structure how we clean, and I just discovered that is the same thing. You know, when you get to a job, you work your way right and left, you get the broom, so it's very similar to the new construction. You know, you just work your way, you know, see this, we just more in depth. In the construction, you just have to be more detail, more heavy dusting. This is what we do, this is the machinery we do, we make sure they they know what to use. If there's ladders, if there's windows that need to be up high, you just add it to it. But if you don't, just continue walking and checking and removing the trash and dusting. And yeah.
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 Yeah. This kind of reminds me. So many, many, many moons ago, when I was not in the industry I'm in now, um, my general manager promoted two of the part-time people to full-time. We were both well-rounded and could go the sales route. It was in retail, so we could go the sales route or we could go the merchandising route. And she wasn't really sure which one of us was going to do which role.
Mm-hmm.
So initially she let us decide. She was like, "No, you both are good at
Good.
both." So it was interesting from the manager's perspective. She was confident in our skills. And we ended up picking what the team had thought we would have done the opposite. So it was interesting that they would have thought I would have been the merchandise person and the other guy was sales, but I ended up being sales and the other person was merchandise. So it's, I guess, as a manager or as, the leader, it's kind of scary
Difficult to know.
say,
Difficult to know, right?
"Hey, what do you think you would be good at?" Because we don't know until we ask.
And sometimes you don't even know until you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I was telling you, when I will interview in the construction, and I'm like, what is your cleaning experience? And they will say, oh, I do house cleaning. I'm like, she's not good. And then you get these house cleaning and they're amazing, or they really like it, or some really didn't. Oh no, construction, that's for men. You know, construction cleaning, that's a man's job.
Yeah, we've got this filter or, assumed opinion on things so people can surprise you. But I think as the, manager or the leader of the business, that's a little scary to say, "Yeah, well, what do you think?" So that's
I
that's
think
a
just
fun struggle. And I think that's the control of empowering your people to make their own decisions. And if they make the wrong one, coach through that, obviously. Um,
yeah,
but the more empowered your team is, the more likely they will make the right decisions. They will feel confident in their own team leading so that
yeah.
you could then go on the vacation and they've got it.
That's the ultimate dream.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
ultimate dream. Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of challenging you to ask even your current employees. You might have already identified this. I don't know. Of who's like in charge of operations, who would not be a good fit for operations, because we all have those. We have some that are like, "Nope, this is my box." I was talking with
Yes.
somebody else about this the other day. Had an admin, fantastic admin, did not want to do sales, did not want to be any other role. "I am good at this. I am comfortable supporting you and making you look fantastic. That is my box. I don't want to do anything else."
That
So
you get a lot of those. You get a
yeah,
lot of those too.
so it's
Um,
fun balance of, "No, I actually think you would be great at this."
yeah, I actually have, I personally think that has been my worst problem in my business. These box people, I, I cannot relate. I'm all over the place. So interacting with them, I sometimes just, crash because I'm like, oh, there's a 3-story building. Oh, no problem. Let's get into the machinery. No problem. There's a huge office or an event, after an event. Oh, yeah. I'm always like, I can do it all. Nothing seems to be a barrier for me. And then when you get to like, oh, I'm just cleaning, and I'm just with the mop and the broom, that's I'm like, I do have problems, and I think my business is like that. Very like me. So, there's a Exxon calling. They want a big job. Okay, we can do it. We can do it. And then, I get a small little offices that we're gonna clean, and it's easy, and it's fine. We can take care of the customer. So yeah, that has been, I think, the challenge for me. And I want them all my team members to be rock stars.
Mhm,
To do it
mhm.
all, to do it all. And yes, that's how I think I have a mix. I have team members that they can jump to the construction, they can go to janitorial,
Yeah,
and
cross-train
it's
them.
and it's for us as a small cleaning company, it's really beneficial if I have team members that can jump, because in the construction, it it can happen anytime, so we have to be ready if some construction company is needing um the make ready service, cleaning services. We need to be prepared, so it's good they already have some lined up in the janitorial that they can come and just come over here. And since the times normally are different, janitorial is in the evening, new construction is in the morning. It's a morning schedule, so it really has helped me a lot to count with the people that I have on hand that can make the transition so easy. And my boxes people, they don't last. I hate it, but it's like, I need you to do construction, I need you to clean windows, I need you to you know help me haul off this wood out of this, and so
Yeah.
really the people that are like, hey, my ladies that are like, yeah, we do it, no problem, I love it. And then we go home and cook and clean and be moms, and it's, hey, we were just up in the lift in the
Mhm.
boom, raise up 3-story highs, cleaning windows, and with our hair
Wow.
hats. I really love that mix. But I guess that's why I'm in business. I'm still here
Mhm.
holding on, because that excitement, it's so cool. It's so cool that you can do that and be in that world and be in that construction and be in those challenge projects. And then you deliver and you finish, and it's so rewarding for me and for my team members. The ladies that did it, it's like, oh man, I did it. It's so exciting. It's
That's
cool to
awesome.
do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going back to the right people in the right seats and hiring correctly from the get-go. I think that's super hard.
Whew, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. That's the area that I want to educate myself more in the hiring, and really, because I'm a people's person, and I'm very trustworthy. You are how you judge yourself, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, I would not say something don't mean it. So you think that the people are gonna like, oh yeah, yes, I'll be there. Yes, I give me the job, give me the opportunity, and you give them the opportunity, and then they don't show up. It's like,
Mhm.
So learning how to put those barriers, how can they move to the next step? Not just trusting what they say. That's something I'm working on. The
Yeah.
HR is not my strong. HR is not my strong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, do you have anybody else that can help you with, um, the hiring process? Or is it you that
Um,
interviews everybody?
it's me at this point, but I am definitely trying to look for companies that can help me. I just joined a janitorial, actually, like a group.
Oh,
We
okay.
meet, and they have a lot of recommendations.
Awesome.
So I'm doing some interviews. Yeah, so I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I don't have one at this moment, but I use like HR consulting companies, staffing agencies, but haven't had really luck. Not what I
Yeah.
thought they would provide. They provide you with the people, but they're not the best people.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm
might
like,
not
okay,
be the right fit for what you're looking for. I'm curious, how did you find the janitorial group?
how did I find? There is an association that um, it's called ISSA, something like that. It's a big organization. It's actually worldwide for janitorial.
Whoa, okay.
And through they when I saw them, it was like 15 years ago. I stayed somehow. I register and they send you ads, and then I got one that they're more a smaller group in the America, not necessarily worldwide in America. And they're like, hey, we're starting this group. We just want to lounge. And it was very affordable to be part of that group. Um, and I joined. So we're meeting at this time. We're meeting like twice a month, and it's just a group of very similar companies like mine.
Okay.
Um, that do construction, janitorial, and they all struggle in different parts of America, which is really nice. We're not really competition, but we have resource of each other of hey, this is what I'm dealing in. Just put it out there, and we kind of discuss, and it's really really cool. That's when I said, hey, I'm struggling trying to
Yeah.
hire, and how do you put these barriers. Sometimes I'm like really desperate. I'm like, I got a project, I need people, just
Yeah.
go to
Do
the
you have
corner
any
and get,
extra folks? Yeah.
I
Something.
need some
Yeah.
folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they recommended, and actually today I was making that those phone calls and trying to get some information. Yeah, that's the area that I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
now that I'm kind of discovering points. Now that I know what I want, okay, I want a team member that can help me in the evening, but they can also help me in or janitorial, new construction. Um, now that I those are the questions that I will ask, I guess. Hey,
Mhm.
how do you feel about janitorial? How do you feel about new construction? How do you feel getting in the ladder? How do you feel about operating in lift or being in heights?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to be flexible with that. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. You found that group. Um, in my industry, we call it a study group. And I've been in one with all female advisors. I've been in several over the years. But the one that I've stuck with it, we're almost in every time zone. So we're all over the
That is
nation.
so cool.
And being from the female perspective, and so we're all I think under the age of 40, so still early on in our careers. Um, I learned so much from them. We bring, hey, I've got this case. Has anybody dealt with this kind of employee benefit, like stock option thing? Or, hey, I have a client in Arizona. Does anybody have an attorney for them?
Yeah, yeah.
It's fantastic. And I hate that not industry, not out. Blah, 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 blah. It's industry exclusive that does these types of things. Like realtors, they love networking with other realtors. They love brainstorming. But there's other industries that don't. They're very closed in. They don't share information. Like I feel like we would be so much more successful if we brainstormed with one another.
I think so. I think I was alone for a long time.
Mhm.
For a long time, I was alone in the industry. Not only that I was alone, but it's a male industry, which I
Construction,
like.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I was the only one. And then my height. I'm short.
Yeah.
And you walk to these construction, and my hard hat, my steel boots, and trying to walk there, meet with the project managers. They're like, what is she doing here? What is this little girl doing here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm here to clean the building.
Yeah, I'm in
What?
charge. Thank you. Nice to
I'm in
meet you.
charge. Yeah, I'm in charge. We're gonna take care of this. Yeah, so for a long time I was very alone until I joined. But like I said, it's not locally. You don't find locally, like you said, realtors. Every corner you find they have a meeting and they have their realtors, and yeah, there's not much. So I'm really liking it. I feel more at ease when I talk to them, because it's like, wow, I have this problem, and I just throw it out there, and they give you research like this one. It's like, is there something out there? Or I'm struggling. Accounting, I master accounting. QuickBooks Desktop, I master it. I knew in and out quickly. And then QuickBook pushes us to go online. It's like
Mhm.
a whole different animal. My reports don't even look like they used to look, so organized. I did payroll. Accounting, the bookkeeping, I did it. I was like, in the weekend I can quickly get it done. Payroll, no problem. I had no problem. And then we move online. I don't understand payroll. My reports didn't. We did a migration that was all
Mhm.
over the place. So I put it out there. Hey, I'm pulling my hairs. I don't understand my
Help!
books. Help! So they're like, oh, everybody was like, hey, I can reach out. I kind of understand it a little bit, and a lot of them were in my same situation.
Mhm.
2 years ago or a year ago. And they're like, hey, we did it. It was a struggle, but the more you use it, but anyways, I wanted to quit the accounting software like every day. I hated it. It made it worst for my business. It's like I could understand this project, how profitable we did, what did we pay, but now I couldn't. My
Mhm.
reports didn't look, they didn't add up. It was just a nightmare. So yeah, last year I wanted to close my business. I'm like, if I don't understand the numbers, then I can't do anything.
Yeah.
um but anyways, it's getting better, and this has really helped, really. As you know, being in this group and putting the problems out there, and they're like, no, yeah, I had that problem, but the more you use it, and here's a reference, a company that helped me, or da, da, da. So have those resources. Oh my god, it's so
Mhm.
good not to be alone in this situation in the business, in the cleaning industry, to have other
Yeah.
peers that you can just present your problem, and they're going through the same thing. So it's good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good.
It's lonely up at the top.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. It's very, very lonely.
Yeah, it can
Very
feel that way.
lonely.
So having a network to tap into is super important.
And
Cool.
even we talk about, even with the family, for me is like, because I have to stop, and whatever I'm doing, I run to get my kids. And there's a lady there too that she does the same thing, and I'm like, wow. She said,
Mhm.
yeah, we have kids too.
Yeah, we have lives outside of work. We are people.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
anyways,
cool.
that's
Well,
that's
I'm
it.
curious, what is the best piece of advice you have ever received that's been groundbreaking for you?
I would say not to take it so seriously.
Oh, okay.
I would say, because you can drown in a drop of water. Problems are always gonna come.
Yeah.
And when they say, just don't take it seriously, take a deep breath, take a walk, and then it'll be back again. And I think more older people that tell you that you see, they survive. They survive this craziness of life and business and family and you personally, and then they're like, don't take it so seriously. Just let it go, sleep on it, and then
Mhm.
um So I think that,
Yeah.
because we're constantly being in a business owner, just you're constantly getting hit from right to left. You just never know. You just never
Yeah.
know what's coming your way. So
Yeah.
I think with these being in business for so long, I think I'm learning how to manage, not to take it seriously.
That it's hard, especially when it was something that you started. Like, and then it's just funny, your rebellious child. Well, if your rebellious child is acting up, it's hard not to take it personally.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But it's a process that we have to go through. So, not taking it seriously, not letting it get to you personally, not stressing out about it. It's just, let it run its course of the problem, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and thank God through all these years, I've learned that it is going to be okay. It is going to
Yeah.
be okay. We get a job, we don't have people, just take a deep breath. Let's get some people, just kind of resolving problems and just make it part of the process, not as a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 No, that's a fantastic way to look at it. It's positive lens. Cool. Okay, so somebody who's thinking about starting their business, they've done it as a side gig, maybe, or they just like want to get started in general. What advice would you give them?
In the cleaning or just in general?
Business ownership in general.
um I think as a if they want to be in business in general, it's not a money making tool. If that's what you're going in business for, you'd be surprised how many business owners are barely making it financially. The more you grow a business, the more money it requires. So I think anybody that will start their own business, if they're doing it for the money, don't do it. Don't do it. That's my advice. If you are passionate of what you do,
Mm-hmm.
I think go for it. But don't be in business thinking you're gonna be rich, because everybody um, goes into business to be financially independent, and I think it's completely different. Financially is financially take care of your money, which has nothing to do with your business, but be cautious of your spendings. One thing has nothing to do with the other. I think if you're passionate of what you are bringing into this business that you have, whatever it is, and you're really passionate about it, go for it. My oldest daughter is a makeup artist. She was a makeup artist since she was a baby, and I never thought she could make money out of it. And she loved, 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 loved. She is doing so well. She's so passionate about it. She never did it for the money, and she's doing so well. I'm just throwing her out there, right? But um, I think going into business for the money, you are going for a big surprise.
At least for the first few years, yes. But I mean, I absolutely agree with you. If you're passionate about it, it will show. Your why will shine through.
That
People
is true.
can
That is
sense
true.
that no, you actually mean I will provide the services, sell the best product, whatever it is, to my capability. And if you do that, I think that's when the money comes. You
Yeah,
have
but
to be
don't do it.
smart, but that's
Yeah,
when the
but don't
money
do it
comes.
to be financially, because I think if you work for a company and you're not paying any expenses, you just charge your check, you could be financially, well off as well. That's I mean, my husband is not in the cleaning industry, and he always worked, for corporate America, as they say it, German America, German
Mm-hmm.
corporate, whatever. Um, and he did very well. So um yeah, I think that I've seen both worlds, that I also do very well, but it's not all the time. Sometimes I need to reinvest in the business. I need
Mhm.
to save so we can reinvest again if we get a bigger partner. So it's like the financials are always up and down in a business owner.
Yeah, the ebb and flow,
Yeah.
and that's what, and I've talked about this before. This is one of the reasons why I started this, was to show, pull back the curtain. Social media, you only see the successes. You don't necessarily see the emotional roller coaster that
Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
crud. We just got this contract. Now I need to hire 20 more people and I only know two. Like, great opportunity, not a problem, an
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah.
It's that kinds of things that people don't necessarily see. They just see that we got the Exxon contract. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. I think I mentioned to you, social media is not one of my strong. I never got into it. I mean, being in business for so long, I was busy, focused on my business, not on being. I just needed my time to get home or cook or deal with my kids.
Hmm.
But yeah, unfortunately, there's a bubble of fantasy that is not real that goes along. Um, that misinformation is easy at the tip of your fingers.
Hmm. Hmm. No, you
But
actually do
hey,
have to work.
yeah, I had to work, but it's good now. Like I told you, being out there and really putting yourself as a really, hey, I'm struggling in business. I don't know this. It's not that easy being in
Hmm.
business
Hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's good.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
fun. It takes a
It's
certain
fun.
level of, I call it crazy, delulu. Like, we're not box people. We're not. We just
Correct. That
don't,
is correct.
and that's okay. There has to be somebody up at the top, brainstorming and thinking, what does the future look like? How can we add another service even on top of what we are doing now? Like,
Yes, yes,
we
yes. It
sound
is
a
it
little
is correct.
funny, before it's actually come to fruition, but that's how
Yeah.
stuff grows. So,
Which is good though. I think you definitely it's not for the box people. Business is not for the box people. I can assure you on that. You have to be like, do it all.
yeah.
Be ready for whatever comes your way.
Yeah, we're the whole tic-tac-toe board. We're in all of the boxes.
We wear all the yes, that is true. That is true. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, any other tidbit that you want to share, a big project you're working on, anything else?
No, not really. Just, trying to work with my team members to deliver, trying to not be so hands-on, really train on my team members, so we can deliver a high quality cleaning service. That's my goal at the end of the day, that the customer is happy when we come and we deliver high quality cleaning service and everybody with a smile.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. And the floors are so shiny we can see our smile through it.
Yes,
And the
that's the
reflection.
goal. Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah.
Awesome. 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 Well, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you all tune in for our next episode.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.